Now, I call it promotions because that's the right word, but you can call it advertising by all means. It's merely that I will keep correcting you about all the things that are promotions that aren't adverts. But basically, we aren't telling anybody what we're doing, and we're not asking anybody to do it with us. And that is the fastest way to starve I've ever come across. So we need to do something about it, and we need to know what we're doing. We need to know where we're doing it. We need to know how well it works so that we can find down and only do the stuff that works and not waste time doing stuff that doesn't. This should all be being done in a QRM system at some point. But what I suspect is that you'll find that when this is too much aggravation, we'll address the whole thing about putting it into CRM where it lives. In the meantime, we're going to do this on paper, and I want this completed and on my desk so I can see it by Monday morning every week. Now, where this lives, I don't know. This will probably be a shared Google Docs spreadsheet for the moment. So we'll have to find somewhere for it to live where everybody can access it and everybody can fill it in, because it has to be done and it has to be filled in, and we have to know what's going on.
What I'll do is I'll do a shared document and I'll put the link into this group, into the Larry's group. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, don't care about the mechanics, just need it to happen.
Yeah.
Right. So the
very good. You're looking very healthy as well. Just a side note.
I'm back, mate. I'm back, and I'm getting stronger by the minute, and you may not find that an enjoyable experience. So we start with the dead simple bit. Where do we put it? Yeah, where do we advertise? So these are the platforms that I can see, but I'm open to offers. I'm open to others, as long as the platform is wide enough to qualify as a place to do broadcast advertising. So if we had a Multics Limited Facebook group, which we don't, and we need tomorrow morning,
we have got,
if that had 40,000 followers, it would go on there as well.
We have got one, Morris, but Prima's in charge of. She knows all the links. And
well, I can't find it on Facebook.
Did you ask Prima?
No, I asked Facebook.
All right, okay. No,
it's not visible.
We've got a LinkedIn account, we've got a Facebook account, we've got Instagram, we've got TikTok.
Well, I need links to all those so that I can go and look at them and see what we're up to.
Sure.
Anyway, so the first thing you do, let me kind of so I decide that I want to put something on LinkedIn. So something goes in on LinkedIn. What goes in? Well, I want one of Guyana's little blue mini videos. Yeah.
Has everybody seen those?
I've no idea.
I think I posted it inside the Larry's group.
I have no idea where to find them. But let's suppose I want to put one of those on LinkedIn today.
Yeah.
I need a content link.
Yeah.
Yep. Posted by, where are we? 5/6/24, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep, like that. So, okay, that. Yep. Sorry, that's Control X. So that's posted today. Control V. Thank you very much. Lovely. Is there salt and pepper in that? Good. Yep. How many preaks? Well, I'm going to say I'm planning to do 3 repeats, and I'm going to do it every week. So the next one will be 12th. Yep.
Yeah.
Clicks none so far. Keywords address. So what I would do is go through it and say, well, it mentions business
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
These we would have to fill in as we got them.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah. It's really noddy proof.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how many, now you should be able to tell me from the different engines how many clicks we got.
Yeah, sure.
How many of those people actually engaged with us by liking or ticking or posting or whatever? How many we'd actually gone back to and said, I noticed you did this, this, and this. And how many turned into inquiries?
Yeah.
So we need, when we find, so we track these, and when we see we've got as far as follow throughs or responses, we chase the responses.
Yeah.
This is called selling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I can't find this link. I've gone into the knowledge base in Multics and I can't even find how to see everything within a category. But we need that to be here so we can use them. Now, we also need links to resources. So whenever we want to use a logo, we need to know where the link is to it, where the links to the QR codes are, where the links to all these different adverts and case studies are, all of this. So all of these links are part of the resource thing. These are the people that could be posting, but there may be more. Now, where we do a case study, and down here I talk about case studies,
Yeah.
the format is exactly like this.
Okay.
I'm not interested in any other format because it's not a case study. And if it's not real, it's an opinion.
Absolutely. It's not a case study. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
If people come back to us to say, well, where's the numbers and can I ring them? And you go, well, actually, we made it up with AI. That's a puff piece.
Yeah.
That has no inherent value as such at all.
No, no substance. No.
Yeah, when we've got 10,000 customers, yes, it will.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for the moment we don't. We're fighting for every single one. So that's what we need to be doing yesterday. And unfortunately, I have a huge problem because I went through to talk through this morning to try and start populating this with links.
Yeah.
And I can't even see what's in the categories, much less see the whole of the knowledge base.
Well, you know, everything's there, Morris. It's just a question of what you say. I'll have a look at it with you.
Yeah, we need to look at it because
Yeah. But we can sharpen that bit easily. We'll do that together.
there is some part of it I don't see. But in fact, the links to this, once somebody does this once, they should be putting the link to it in here so that we can refer to it, we can cross-refer to it in other promotional stuff, we can comment on it, and so on and so on and so on, yeah?
Yeah.
But I need for you and I to be able to see every Monday morning where we're at, what we've got running live, what the response rates look like, what we need to massage, what more we need to do, where we need to go next.
Yeah.
And Janine and Aida, what these are, I thought we were going to generate a list of all the stuff we were going to do with a program for when it was going to be put onto the different platforms.
Yeah, we're just switching to transpond from the previous platform at the moment.
Okay, so that gets fed from here. Now, if all of this can be done within transpond,
It can, yeah. Well,
then all
yeah.
well and good.
I think so. I mean, for example, I posted 4 videos today. I post a video every day on YouTube, short, 60 seconds. And similarly, Instagram and TikTok. So
Yeah.
I've been doing that for like 3 months, pretty much. Well, let's say every other day, you know, whatever's important, I'm posting. and it's getting quite reasonable.
But I think that even Guyana's little blue mini videos
Fantastic. Yeah.
will stimulate people to come and say to us, well, what do you do?
Well, the best thing about them is that there's a QR code on there where people can scan, and as well as, you know, multics.co.uk, there's a QR scan.
No, depends where they see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's my piece. Sorry if I'm a bit aggressive about it, but
No,
we're not doing any selling, so
no.
sitting there expecting income is kind of futile.
Well, it won't happen, you know, unless we pull together. It won't happen. But we are getting traction, but it's too slow. I mean, I would love to be able to say to the VAs by now, you know, here's another 30 hours. Get on with it.
Well, the one thing, the things that you and I know to be absolutely true, if you knock enough doors, you get the results.
Absolutely, you do. Yeah.
You don't knock any doors, naff all happens.
No, you don't get anything there.
It's been like that for 100 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the time has now come to realize that we need to get stuff out there, and we need to find bigger and better places to get it out there.
Yeah.
And I will start pumping stuff onto Facebook and LinkedIn if I know where the accounts are.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Prima knows. I'm not sure if Guyana knows as well. Do you know where the accounts are? No, you don't.
Well,
No.
we all need to know, because we should be
Yeah.
supporting and commenting and all the rest of it.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good, Morris. Thank you very much. So
My
I'll post
pleasure.
this. I'll post this up after the call. Hi, Bruce. Hello there. Right. I'm going to talk a little bit about AI and what's going on with that. And these words I'm going to tell you now come from the head of Google. And what he's predicting is that you get a doctor and he writes an article. And that doctor's article collects another 1,000 articles from other doctors. And they've got 1,000 doctors writing about just one article as an example. Then you get 250 professors who contribute to those doctors' articles. So you've got 1,000 doctors and 250 professors. So that gives you an article which has got almost warp speed, you know, processing power in one space. The next stage of this is that articles start to talk to articles. So AI turns something that's got 250 doctors or 1,000 doctors and 250 professors into 2.5 million doctors and professors on the same page. So we are talking about warp speed. We're talking about children going to school and never, ever, ever being able to keep up with AI from now on, forever, as long as the internet exists. Now that kind of a pretty scary story. But for us, in the infancy of helping our clients, the AI that we've got inside our knowledge base is pretty blooming good. It just has to be, thank you, Morris. It just has to be thought about and put together in a way that works for search engine optimizations. So if we go back 30 years, when I started my first internet company, by the way, I owned the largest internet company in the UK for a few years until 9/11 and the whole business collapsed. And we went on extensive training in Canada, and a web page, something like Google comes in, it looks for a title bar. So it has to be a title bar that somebody's actually going to type. Yeah, that's the first thing. It then says, okay, right, well, somebody's typed this information into Google, and I think I found something, chink. The next thing it looks at is the meta tags. So the meta tags are kind of the supportive line underneath the title bar, and the meta tags on the left-hand side inside TAWK there. So again, Google goes, oh, somebody's typed this. Oh, tick a box, tick a box, tick a box. It also looks for keywords. So keywords are, you know, it's a vast subject, but I'm going to try and keep it kind of straightforward for you, because once you've got a list of keywords, you can mix those keywords into creating the article. And the important thing is that you mix up those keywords in the text, you mix up the title bar in the text and the meta tags in the text at least 5 or 6 times. And AI does that beautifully. It does it seamlessly. So the next thing it looks for is backlinks. So on every single article that we publish for our clients, we connect it to 5 other documents. It also looks for links within the page itself, backlinks. The more backlinks, the merrier. And particularly the one that interests us for our clients is the registration, the app registration page, which should be on every single page that we produce for our clients. So now we've got something, and Janine's been working on this tirelessly. Ada's just embarking on the journey. We now have search engine optimized pages for somebody like Sonia Lambert, for example. And what's happening is that we're improving, we're getting better at it. We're realizing, you know, what we need to do to make it work and how to get us found. Because the idea with all of this is no different to it's ever been. If you've got a website with 10 pages, unless you've got, you know, if your name is Bruce Leister, which is a kind of unusual name perhaps, then you're more likely to come to the top of the search. But if you're looking for accountants in the UK, you ain't gonna, you know, unless you've got heavily indexed pages and many of them, you're not going to get found. So the other thing that's happening is that Google have invented all this stuff, but actually the future search engines would be disparate. There'd be millions of them, not just 1 or 2 people going to Google every day. There'd be millions of AI-based kind of search engines, and a lot of them we've already discovered. A lot of them are already specialists, you know, searching in particular areas. We also know inside TAWK that we can prime the engine for our AI assist by connecting websites and documents. I strongly urge you to connect as many as you can into you and your clients' TAWK back office. Why? Because what you're doing is you're training the front desk, if you like a hotel. They're trained on where the spa is, you know, where the swimming pools are, what word did you use, what clothing you wear, what the timetables are. Everything is in one place, and the AI system picks it up because you've taken the time and effort to put that in. Any questions?
No, I think you've explained it very nicely. Thank you.
Yeah, it's nothing new here. It's just that we're not doing it. We haven't been doing it properly, and now we have to because we've got paid clients coming along. Janine has discovered that she can create 2 articles an hour. That's going. That's really good. And clients are finding that affordable and they want to do it because they haven't got the time themselves. I mean, it's like everything, I suppose. You know, the more we do something, the better we get at it.
The only thing is that you must be very careful when you ask AI to generate any sort of document for you. Make sure that you read it and that it's accurate, because not all of that is accurate. And there is
You've got
a lot of stuff going around. And there's even some programs that you can download.
Yeah.
And you can put, and there's also another thing, and that is that a lot of professionals nowadays have got these programs that they take your document and they give it to this program, and that program can immediately tell you that this thing has been written by AI and not by a human.
Yeah, I think what you're talking about here, Francois, is right, and that's why it takes half an hour to do an article. Janine can create an article in 5 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
It's humanizing it, and
that's the thing.
And putting in proper paragraphs and changing words, and making it authentic that actually makes it work. Taking away repetition. You know, every single document we got to go through with a fine-tooth comb, and that takes at least half an hour. And that's what we've discovered with working with Janine. And if it takes 45 minutes, It takes 45 minutes.
Sure, that's still quickly,
Yeah,
still quick enough.
it's very, very quick compared to, typing it out by hand that we used to years ago, because it's much more than just typing the document. There's much more going on. So I'm going to try and help you kind of get an idea about this, about not necessarily AI talking to AI, because that's not what we're doing today. What we're going to do is use AI to build the building blocks to be able to put the documentation together. So
By the way, it's often also more thorough than most humans. Now, I know a fair amount about marketing, but a number of times I've done it, and the AI comes up with a number of things that, whilst I knew them, they didn't come to mind to put them in the article.
No.
And it comes up and I go, oh yeah, should have put that in, and should have put that in, and should have put that in.
Yeah, that's very true.
And for people with less experience than me, they will get those things as well without even realizing that they should have known them.
Yeah.
But it is more thorough.
And I've noticed as well, because what we're going to do, we're going to look at categories and subcategories. Okay. So we're going to start right at the top, creating do an imaginary business. And we'll have 50 categories. And then I'm going to show you how I've done it. And I've discussed this with Morris. If there's a better way, show me, but I can't. For me, that works. I hope it works for you. We get those 50 categories into 5 top categories. Okay. And that enables, if you like, that's the Christmas tree. And that enables us to hang the baubles and the tinsel for the future. And that's what creates hours and hours and hours of work for VA to create the articles. And that's an inclusion there of title bars, how we put title bars together, and also keywords, and how we intermix keywords into articles using AI. So I'm going to do a bit of screen share, and hopefully, this isn't just for us doing work for our clients, although, it's also for your own business. Okay, so Mr. Screen Share. Do you see everything here okay? Yeah? Okay. Right, this is a client that came on 2 days ago. What's going on here? Right. So this is the back office of the app. Sorry, this is TAWK. This is TAWK here, isn't it? Okay, right. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to come out of here, and we will start again inside the Multics one, and we will start with a new project. I'll get it under Charlie. Right, so remember this box here, they've changed it slightly. Remember across the top here, the one that says add-ons? You remember that? You don't have to worry about anything else here except the settings, AI Assist. So go into settings. I just upgraded my AI Assist, by the way, because I can really see the value of it now where I couldn't see it before. So in here, you've got your settings, you've got your data source, and you've got integration APIs. This bit we don't use. This is for website people. We're not a website company. This bit here is really cool because this allows us to add text. It allows you to add documents, and lots of them. It allows you to add shortcuts so that AI can find stuff when people search for it. It allows you to add it allows you to add categories inside your knowledge base. And this one here, which is pretty important, this allows you to add websites. So anything to do with your business. So it could be, I'm using Bruce as an example here. Anything to do with Zero, or anything to do with the big products that his customers rely on can go in here. Anything to do with Multics can go in here. And the idea is that what you're doing is you're training your virtual assistant to answer people's questions when you're not there.
Well,
Yeah,
integration API,
yeah.
are we not going to need that when we start integrating the CRM in ways that pull documents out of the TAWK2 knowledge base?
Yeah, I think it's something that we can think about in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. With as long as we're all using the same CRM, I think that we can learn together. The problem is, Zapier and the technologists required to create that for us, but it can be done, yeah.
Okay.
But I just wanted to make sure that you remember this bit, because before you even start putting articles together for a client, categories together for a client, just get them to do this bit, get that information in there. Right, so now we're going to go into here, and let's just say, and by the way, every single client's got a buttons page. I call it buttons only because when we're building phone lights, this is where you put the buttons and you get the secure link. Do you remember that? So this is the Multics one. There's all sorts of stuff in here. So the idea is you can put a button in here, you can copy the image address, and you can use it inside a smart form page. I'll be showing Francois.
So go back one stage to where you have that list of topics.
Yeah.
No, before that, before you typed in buttons in the top bit.
Yeah.
Buttons doesn't appear on that list of topics.
It won't, because there's 600 of them there.
So how do you find the categories and the articles or everything else, or do you have to know it exists?
No, well, what you do is a kind of a sweet science, really. Let's just get rid of all this stuff here, so I don't get lost in a minute. The sweet science is working between what the client sees and what you see. So let's go into here. So this is what the client sees. Okay, now buttons isn't published. Nobody's going to type in buttons here, because buttons is published, but it's not assigned to a category. Okay, it just doesn't turn up.
So what are we looking at now?
What you're looking at now is what the client sees. So this is directly connected to our phone lights and phone sites. And these are all my recent searches.
Right.
All right. So when you are working on a document, let's just say that you're working on a particular document, and it's phone light speciality as an example, this one here.
Yeah.
And you want to make some changes. All you do is you grab it, go into the back office, go into your articles page and type in the document that you're looking for.
So,
and it should come up somewhere.
So the open book is the back office.
Uh-huh.
Where's the front office?
Well,
where's the bit you got? Where's the bit you went there? You got there from?
Here, this is what the client sees. This is where you do your searches. This is where all the categories are.
So this is. Okay. I'm not seeing that on my screen, so
right.
No idea how to get to this bit.
So this bit here, if I just put it into our group a second, this is probably the most important URL that that I go to on a daily basis, probably. And it's on my desktop, on my phone. Sorry, you can't call it desktop, really. You're on your screen, on your phone. So mine's here, and I can go and I can find any. So even if I'm making a video, for example, I'll find the document and I'll put that link against the video, and I'll do it on my phone. So this is what the client sees. This is the back office that controls everything. So I was there a minute ago. I was looking for phone light speciality. I typed it in, and there it is there. So that's where I would go and change that document if I wanted to in the back office. So really what happens is you go between the two the whole time. You search for it here, and then you take the link and you go into the back office. And you find it there.
So that's a completely different entry link.
Yeah. Yeah. Completely. this is what this area here I've logged in. So talk.co, I've logged in, I log in. We've all got our individual links. So from Morris's perspective, let me just show you exactly how I would do this inside Morris's, okay? You okay with that, Morris?
Yeah, sure.
So we're going to go into...
I'm struggling with the Multics one, let alone my own one.
Well, it is. I mean, I guess I'm a bit blasé about it because I've been doing it for so long. But I've just logged into Morris's back office. So here is articles. Here is categories. Okay. Here is articles. So to go to the front page, you go into this cog here, administration. You go into channels. This is recorded, by the way. You go into knowledge base and you click on mobile marketing help. So now we've got all his categories and all his articles there. So as an example, if we wanted to look at this document here, which is articles, okay, and we wanted to update it, for example, there's nothing in there anyway, we can go back into here, find articles, not sure if it's articles or articles, and there it is. All right. So what I'm going to do, are you happy with that, Morris? Is that?
Yeah. I mean, you know, there's
okay.
all sorts of stuff arising, but that's fine.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump out of that and go back into mine. I don't want to play around in Morris's back office. So I'll go back in under Charlie because it gives me good access. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to think about a new project. Okay, so this is the new project. And shall we say it's dental surgery, dentist? We can choose anything we want, but I just thought, well, let's make it a dentist. Okay. So the first thing that I would be looking at for this new project. So this is a blank sheet. We got a completely empty talk here. There's nothing going on, and I'm doing the investigation work to create the categories that we then hang the articles off. Yeah. So just to remind myself what it is here, dentist. Okay. First thing I'd like to do is create keywords, because this is what I would call a working document. Okay. And I'm not going to publish it to the world. So I do publish it, okay, but I don't publish it to a category. So what it just sits in never space. Nobody can see it. But for me, I know what I'm looking for because I can put in here, if I want to do it this way, dentist, new project, and I know where to find it. If you wanted it hidden, you do something like this. Nobody'd find it, but for our purposes here, this is just a working document. So the first thing I'm going to do is ask AI to suggest dental keywords. I'll put UK dentist keywords. Right. I'm not going to bore you with this, but I normally put 50 in there to start with. Okay. And why do I do that? Because like Morris was talking about a minute ago, there's areas inside a document that you could just forget, or because you've been doing it for 50 years, but you just forget to put it in the article or into the categories. So
or into the meta tags.
Yeah. So this really helps with this. Okay. So just
Bill, so these become the categories then?
Right.
the suggestions.
What I'm doing now, I'm just lubricating my mind. Okay, I'm just getting into the dental space, into the cavity, if you like, because what I'm doing here is I'm asking AI to do a lot of the donkey work that we're going to go back in and use in a minute. So,
Right. And then suppose I was the dentist, I would pick up which ones are my specialty or what I wish
correct.
to.
Yeah.
Guyana, can I give you an example?
Yes, please.
Let's suppose that you create a tray bake which has a cake which has a series of ingredients, and we kind of know what they are, yeah?
Right.
But you want people to know that within that there are certain other things. So you have one that sticks out that's a piece of apple,
Right.
one that's a cherry, one that's a sultana, one that might be an egg, and so on. So now if somebody's walking along and they see a load of tray bakes, they look for the one that's got bits of apple sticking out if they're interested in apple. That's the effect a keyword has when it's buried in a pile of text. They stick out.
Yes.
But they stick out because the search engine is only looking for that one in a whole raft of other stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
But in fact, it doesn't care what the other stuff is. It only cares about the presence of that particular word. But if it's going to draw people's attention to that article, that word has to be present.
It has to be.
If you embed those words in the text, then the engines looking for those words will pull them out. If you don't, they don't.
So when you expand your thinking into this playground of words, it's almost primary school stuff. It's almost you're in the play pit, you know, playing with different ideas and stuff. Because what you can do, you can start saying, right, well, I want to write an article about cosmetic dentistry and dental checkup. Come for a free dental checkup for cosmetic dentistry. So you could write an article using those keywords. That's just one suggestion.
Right.
Now,
Let's
come back.
say,
To come back to another fundamental, Guyana, you'll notice I've said a lot of times, when you're writing an article, what do you want it to do? What effect do you want it to have on people? Keywords are what drive those effects. Keywords are what drives those behaviors. So when you're writing it, what changes do you want to achieve? And what keywords will drive people towards doing what you want? Or draw their attention to what you want them to see, believe, think, do, or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. And the more often they see them, of course, the happier they are.
right. Now we're going to do something crazy. We're going to, sorry, I've done that wrong. We're going to do 50, we're going to create 50 categories. Okay. So this time we're going to say, okay, Mr. AI engine, suggest categories for a TAWK knowledge base in the UK dentist, or for a UK dentist. So this doesn't always work straight away. Sometimes you've got to play with it. But this time I'm going to ask it to do it, to summarize it. All right, let's see how this comes out. So this time I'm just gonna get up to a higher number, okay? But you can see what I've done now. Because what you need is 50 of them there or thereabouts. So let's just imagine that we've got up to our 50.
So these would be the meta taglines, or they would
No, these would be
these would be the titles.
top and bottom level categories. And I'm going to show you how to decide on the top level categories and how to and then how to link these subcategories to the top level to begin to set up your Christmas tree for the bulbuls, which are basically writing hundreds and hundreds of articles. So what I'm going to do now, just imagine there's 50 there, okay? I'm going to do one for create terms and conditions for a UK dentist. So similar story. Because this is tight, I can ask it to do this because it should sort out what most of the categories are going to be. Okay, this is just its terms and conditions. So we already know this is going to be under a legal category, yeah? So everybody's got one of those. So we can say, okay, well, we've done that bit. Let's now write, oh, what was that one? Terms and conditions. Right, let's write one now, which is what do we do? Not terms and conditions. What would be the next one, Morris?
Sorry.
Procedures.
Procedures. It could be SOPs.
SOPs, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, if you had 50 of those things before, if you turned each one of them into a 200-word article,
Yeah.
that's 4 a week for a year on any platform you like.
Exactly. Exactly. And
that's probably too many.
Well, yes and no, but you can see how, if I just create this one a minute, because these are just 2 areas underneath one category, which is legals. All right.
Yeah.
So this is standard operation.
Sorry, at 50, sorry, start again. At 50, it's 1 a week. So
yeah,
you could put one for a dentist every week.
Yeah.
On different days, one for other trades. And you'd have a non-stop drip feed of articles relating to our spin on how we implement those things in the different trades.
Well, let's go back to the top now. Let's look at our 50 categories. Just imagine that's 50, because what I'm asking you to think about is doing it this way. What I do is print them off. Okay. So when they're printed off, then it allows you to sit down like a child in the playground and shift each. So what you do is you cut each of these out: dental procedures, oral hygiene, common dental issues, oral health, cosmetic surgery, and you spread them out on the floor, oral health, and you begin to realize that the majority of them are subcategories. So you can begin to think about, you see this one here, dental insurance and financing would probably be, and that would probably be a top category for a dentist, probably. Yeah. Whereas these others are all subcategories. Yeah. So I'm going to show you now something which I created for Multics, because in my learning process, which started 2 years ago, I've created, and actually, I've only actually started working on TAWK since Christmas, January actually, and I've got 600 articles in there. And I realized that I was just creating categories on the fly. So I thought, oh, I need a category for that. I'll make another category. So I ended up with 58 categories. Ridiculous. So what I did was I cut out all these bits of paper stuck them down with sellotape, all the categories. And then I decided, right, I've got one which top category, which is about Multics, one was legals, one's accounts, one is VA, one is media, one is how to, because I realize there's lots of how to, one's a shop, one's QR, and one's CRM. That's it. That's all the categories we've got now. All right. All the rest
Become subcategories under them.
Yeah, yeah. So let me show you that actually in practice on the sites. Excuse me just a second. I'm just going to let my partner in.
By the way, that's exactly what you know, the sitemap for Melville.
Yeah, exactly the same.
That's exactly what that is. And it came about from a slightly similar process, except that I hold most of it in my head.
The mind mapping process, is that what you're referring
Well, mind
to?
mapping is a different one, but the way I do those graphical hierarchy charts, the org charts.
Yes.
I create a load of boxes and put stuff in the boxes, park them all over the bits of paper, a bit like Will, but without the paper. I just create a box with a word in it, park it in a desktop publisher. When I work out where it goes, I park it there among the others and then put the lines in afterwards. And I just but the mind mind mapping follows exactly the same process. It's purely that the output diagram is slightly different. But if you look at dentistry is about healthcare as in prevention. It's about repair when something goes wrong. It's about funding and paying for it. And it's about cosmetics.
Right, let's write those in. We top categories.
Right, so healthcare prevention.
Oh dear, I can't spell. Excuse me just a second. Yeah.
Healthcare stroke prevention. In other words, how to stop your teeth going bad.
Yeah.
So that's the first category.
Yeah. Next.
The second category is fixing problems. We might rephrase these later, but basically, when something goes wrong with your teeth, you go and get it fixed. Yeah.
Yeah. Next.
The next one is cosmetic dentistry, looking better. Completely pointless other than looking better.
Yeah.
The third one would be NHS services.
Mm-hmm.
And the next one is how you pay for it.
And the last one is legals. All right, so now we've really got something, because you're on all fours, you're shifting your bits of paper around, and now you can put them onto one sheet of paper like I did, and you can sellotape them in one place, and then you go back into here. So what we're going to do now is go back into here. I'm going to create a dental. We're going to delete this all afterwards, but we're going to create a dentist category. All right, so using those, oh, I'm in the wrong one again here. All right, give me a second, I'll just get back into it. I've got my knowledge base, there's the link on my dentist. Right, so this is the new project we're working on. All right, that's how you do it.
Yeah. Ah, okay.
So simple, because it's published. So what we're
Right.
going to do now, we're going to create these categories in here. All right, so the AI stuff that comes with it, you can grab, you can do a search on that and get the AI, and you put that in there as well, because the client will see this in the description, and you give it an icon, something that's suitable. Okay, and then you say it doesn't like.
And do you know what your first article is in healthcare preventions?
Go on then.
Every day.
Brush your teeth.
Right, so. Oh, these things get in the way, don't they? All right, so healthcare preventions, that's the category that I've created. So what we're going to do now is go back into the working document that's live, and we're going to decide what subcategories go under healthcare preventions. All right.
Yeah,
Yep.
there was the bit about oral hygiene, which was there.
Yeah.
Well, there's daily routine, oral hygiene, diet, disease identification.
So you can begin to see that. So oral hygiene is one of them. Yeah.
Yep, gum disease.
So what happens is you create all the categories, all of them. You put them all in together. Okay.
There we are. Oral health for different age groups, guidance.
Yeah.
It's another one.
Yeah.
Oral care products is another one.
Let me just grab one to start with then. Okay.
You've got most of these already.
Yeah, they're already done. So what you do now is you decide. See, what you do is you create another category, which is this one here. Sorry, this one here, oral hygiene. Okay. See the logic that's going in here. Again, give it a little thingy. And then what you do is you drop it beneath healthcare preventions.
Okay.
Yeah, so let me just do that again. We're creating a subcategory here. We just created it. Now we're going to drop it underneath healthcare preventions. Say, oh, it doesn't like, it only likes pure English. There you go. So now what we've got on the home page, although it won't be there for very long, is that under categories.
The slug would be the link that points to where it sits in the knowledge base. Does it pick it up on its own?
Yeah. What I'm just going to do is look for healthcare prevention. Sorry, it's just everything gets in the way here. Healthcare preventions. Did I publish it? I thought I published it. Okay, maybe I didn't. Go back. Go back in. Categories. It should be published as a, oh dear. All right, let's just have a look at that, categories. Yeah, it should be published. Okay. Save. The top level category. It should just turn up with the subcategory there beneath it. Here. Just haven't done something right here for a second. I can't quite figure out what I've done wrong. I'm trying to work on top of work, and I'm really getting, you know, I shouldn't be really doing this inside the same space. I should be doing it in a brand new.
Yeah, Will, I need to go now. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
Um,
Because we're recording this, so you know, we can get what we an hour in or so. We can you can pick it up from there.
yes, thank you. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Okay. Bye, darling.
Cheers,
Thanks so much
thanks.
for work. Maybe it's under oral hygiene. Of course it is. It's looking in the wrong space, wouldn't I? All right. Anyway, the logic is in place. You can see how that's coming together. So I'm just going to delete that now because I don't need it. I don't need the complication there, to be honest with you. Oh. All right, so I can go in here. And I can delete that. Yeah. Right, so when we start to build the article, that's different again. So imagine now we've got all our categories in place like I've created here. And you can see there are categories and subcategories on each of these. So I put all this together after
If I want to see the articles in this category,
yeah.
I have to go back to the little whirly engine at the top.
No, you don't. No. So as an example, if we're looking at categories here, you can see the subcategories here. Are you with me?
Well, I couldn't see those. So it's on that one, is it? Okay.
Yeah. So about Multics has got 1, 2, 3 subcategories.
Right.
And those same subcategories are here. So if you go into all categories about Multics.
But this isn't in that same space. This is somewhere else completely different.
This is what the client see, yeah. This is what the client sees. And there you can see the categories there. Look. 1, 2, 3. Are you with me?
So you can't see the whole thing from our view. You can only see it from the client view.
No, you can actually, but you've got to go into the category and then click this button here.
What button where? That one, yeah.
That one. And that'll give you the subcategories.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the articles that are hung off those subcategories are in here. So if you
well, we'll talk about this later because I've tried that and it doesn't work.
No, I mean it is quite logical, but the thing is with the Multics knowledge base, it's vast. It's a bit like Melville Martin, and I would think Francois is going to get large as well because of his database of knowledge. I'm not so sure about Bruce how it's going to work for him.
Christine's is going to get huge too.
But essentially, you know, if you want to look at the categories in the back office, you just go into the category and then you can see here what the subcategories are. You can see it here.
Yeah, but I can't actually then get to any of the articles. I have to go out to get to them.
Well, to search for them, yeah.
No, to actually read them and change them, and
yeah,
I've got to go outside first.
Well, it depends. If you've been working on this one here and you can find it easily, you know, you've been working on accounts, for example, you just click on it and go make some changes. But if you can't find accounts, then you go back into here and you search it here, right there. Oh, sorry, accounts. And up it comes. Oh.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah, so you just search for it there. There it is. So that's easy. You can search for any article here, anything. So if I wanted QR, all the QR articles come up. So if I wanted capsule CRM.
How do I see all the available articles within a category?
you go into the category. Sorry. Yeah, you go into the category.
Right. And I see there's 12 available.
There's 12. Yeah. And then you've got to go into each one. What Multics can do for you is 3 articles.
Can I actually click on, once I've done that little pull down, can I click on them?
Yeah, I think you click on them in the article section here. So you look for them. So like, for example, here we've got, from the CEO.
Yeah.
So you can go in here and say from the CEO.
Yeah, but this.
There we are. Should be there somewhere.
No. You got from the CEO from your head. You didn't get it from the list on the screen.
No, I just did. I just got it from the screen. But I use CEO as a keyword. There it is.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Another time.
It's something you just get good at because you're working with it all the time. But no, you can find anything at any place in the proceedings if you know what you're searching for. And if you don't, you can go out and look at what the client sees and do it that way.
Yeah, I'm being forced to do what the last thing I want our clients to be doing.
Well, it's perfectly logical from here.
I'm learning loads and loads of tech access stuff that only exists because of the way the platform works. Not that I can't do it, it's just that
yeah,
I will spend a load of time learning it once and then hardly use it.
Well, the thing is, if you're building it from the ground up, which is what you are, it's not like me where I built it incorrectly and had to recorrect everything,
Yeah, but once it's built, I couldn't care less how I do it.
No, exactly. But you've got to start your categories.
Which is the whole point about the tech skills, because this is learning a bunch of tech skills to do with how TAWK works.
Well, it's
not that I can't do it, but the time I take learning this takes me away from doing other stuff that matters as well.
Yeah, but I think you'll very quickly pick it up. I do honestly. I think you both will.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, as I say, not the time for this discussion.
No. Okay.
Francois, what else do you need from our meeting?
No, I think it's quite fine. Will is just moving a little bit fast for me. I can't see the arrow moving up and down and all those type of things, but I need to play with it on my own time.
Yeah, what he's actually doing is he's doing a load of stuff that he's learned how to do and he does automatically.
Yes, exactly.
He doesn't realize that he needs to share those, and he does them so quickly you can't see what happened. Now, to him, it's perfectly normal because he's learned that that's how you do it.
Exactly.
And some of them don't actually exist in the way he thinks they do. Because he flips between the desktop and the customer view all the time. And what he doesn't understand is if you have to go outside the desktop view into a completely different system to see what the hell is going on, that is not good practice.
Yeah.
Well, no, but you can do it.
It should be available within the same platform.
And then this little arrow is moving up and down and left and right. It reminds me of a friend of mine. Yeah. He was always playing with his mouth and he can't understand why this stuff is opening up so fast.
Well, I have a very fast learning curve and I can't handle it. So God help, God help the rest of you.
Yeah, no, sure.
But what will happen is that you will have your client interface, your UI is here. This is what your clients see. And the simplicity of it comes from how you create your categories and subcategories here. And
the client had better not be able to see the list of media properties I can use for advertising purposes.
No, they're not published. No.
So look, I'm not concerned at the moment what the client sees. I'm concerned about first of all what I can see.
Yeah.
What I can see and what I can do. Then afterwards, I can worry about what the client is going to see or not going to see, or what I am going to allow him to see.
Yeah.
Correct. I'm with Francois on this.
And of course, you know, the real killer for this is that the secret articles would be available to people who paid for their subscription or they paid for the service to be able to see it within the app. That's how it works.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's for the future. But this bit today, honestly, it's just about creating categories and subcategories, thinking about keywords, and then the next time I'm going to do another art. I'm going to show you how to search engine optimize the article. All right.
Will, can you use any desktop publisher at all?
Inside here,
No, anyone, anywhere. I mean, you obviously don't use Publisher.
I don't use anything, no.
You don't use Canva.
No.
Oh, let alone Illustrator and Photoshop.
So,
So you don't actually use DTP packages.
nothing, no.
Okay, that's okay. That's where certain things are limited.
No, you know, when you create an article in here, it's pretty simplistic, really. You know, this is all the navigation you've got. So you've got a header, you've got your AI bit, you've got your images. There's a code section which I never.
I've realised that the way, you know, you talk about cutting out bits of paper.
Yeah.
I set up a page in a DTP.
Yeah.
I create boxes with words in them.
Yeah.
Park them on the page.
Yeah.
Park hundreds. You've seen me park hundreds of them round the edge of the page.
Yeah, and then you bring them in. Yeah.
And then I just drag and drop them into order. So I'm doing what you're doing only 10 times faster without a pair of scissors.
Well, I was amazed that I put 58 articles into 58 categories into 8 top categories in 1 hour. Done.
Yeah, but the beauty with using a DTP to do that and doing it on screen, apart from the fact that it's a lot quicker, when you finish and you've got it all in the right place, you either put the lines in to join them or you don't, and it doesn't matter.
No.
And some of them do it automatically. And then you simply hit save and print.
Yeah.
And you can share the results.
Yeah, you can do it. I mean, there must be loads of ways of doing it. It's just, for me, it just worked.
Well,
really well.
I'll put in the time and I'll work out how to use bloody Canva, because that appears to be the most popular one at the moment.
Yeah, Canva's very good. I use it.
I'll work out how to do this in Canva.
Yeah.
Because it's bound to, I mean, Canva is much more primitive than the one I use, so it should certainly be able to do it.
I think.
And I'll work out how we do it and show you, and we can then, going forward, then all you have to do is save it somewhere, and we can print it later. And the saved ones, because you're saving them in your own filing system electronically, they can be as rough and as first generation as you like, and you can have 5 versions saved as I do. And none of it has to be remotely formal. And then when you get one that's worth putting into a knowledge base, you dump it into the knowledge base in whatever PDF or JPEG or PNG or whatever we decide, because they all do that as well.
What I'm just going to do here is just briefly show you how we begin to put a title bar together, meta tags and keywords. Okay, so let's say we got 50 keywords here. So we've done the categories, okay? They're all done. All subcategories are done, okay? And now we're thinking about using those keywords to create an article. So we had a dentistry one earlier, didn't we? Which is oral hygiene.
Can you humour me?
Mm-hmm.
At Multics, we are providing SME business services.
Yeah.
So what if people were looking for our article?
Yeah.
On using our services.
Yeah.
What keywords would they be searching for?
Okay. SME services.
Business services.
Yeah.
You need to make it business services.
Yeah. Keywords. Right, I'll just get rid of the 50. I'm going to let this run its course, okay?
Okay.
And this is where it gets scary for writing
Can you
up.
can you ask for it in order of search frequency?
Let's see what it says. Let's try that, shall we? So I'm going to put in UK there as well. Just
Okay, that's a good start.
right. So this time I'm going to ask it to do it as summary. Let's see what happens. Scary, isn't it?
And this is in order of search frequency.
Yeah, looking like it, yeah.
You realize that this is our meta tag list.
Yeah, and I'm gonna, what I'll do is I'll save this one. I will.
Do you understand why this is vital?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now I'm wondering if we take our existing customer facing stuff and start driving it with these keywords
Yeah,
wherever we put it.
right.
Then we'll get away from light, fluffy advice givers to people looking for business.
Oh, it will. Okay, let's just get rid of this stuff in between.
Enjoy my brain until it wears out about 4 o'clock.
So as an example, if these are keywords, okay? So I'll put heading there, keywords. So the next thing to think about is
Will, just looking at this,
yeah.
and make a note because I'm not going to remember. In the world of UK SME business services,
Yeah.
there's a new revolutionary disruptive kid on the block. Multics Limited. Multics provides SME support services, business consulting and business solutions.
Multics provides
SME support. Did you get the first bit?
No, I haven't. No, sorry.
Right. So it starts with in the world of UK SME business services.
Yeah.
There's a new kid on the block. Comma, Multics Limited.
Okay. Good.
New sentence, or is this just a subtitle?
Yeah, let's just stop. Let's just leave it there for a second and then
Okay.
because that's recorded.
We could take those keywords and write an article that goes on to say Multics provides all that lot. This is how it does it. This is how it does it. Yeah.
Yeah. And what I wanted to show you now is that these are keywords. These are our keywords. By the way, you can move stuff up and down here. You just do it here. Look.
No. I want it in their list of what is searched for.
Well,
Because if we start with the keywords that are most searched for
yeah.
and work out from there, we have the highest chance of traction.
So I'm going to put in here Multics keywords because I'm going to work between published and unpublished because I can grab the information.
Yep.
And what I'm doing here, I'm publishing it not against any category. So it's now published. And that means I can now go into here and I can find Multics keywords.
By the way, can you take that piece of text you just generated? Can you take the whole lot and send it to me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's all under this link here, look. I just sent you the link.
Okay.
There you go. Okay, so these are all the keywords. So what I'm going to do now, this is, I think Francois is going to find this really quite interesting because the secret sauce here is when we create an article, how we then use these keywords. So as an example, UK SME business services, it's a key phrase, isn't it? And
Well,
here,
that would appear to be the most searched for term.
yeah, but that would mean it's got the most competition.
So what?
Yeah, but let's put it in the title bar here, okay? UK SME Business Services, Multics Limited. All right?
Yep.
Right, going back into the keyword section there, we could grab another keyword phrase.
Yep. Oh, here we are. Search frequency. Business services. Second batch. So small business services UK would be the next one, probably.
Let's grab that then, because what we're going to do is we're going to create an article around this. Right, so first things first, we've got to copy the title bar, assuming that people are typing it into the meta description here. And small businesses. Right, so that what we've done there is we've created Google friendly stuff to start things off. The next thing we got to put in there is an image that's relevant to this. So I'm just going to use the Multics one there, but it could be a QR, it could be anything. So
where were those?
that goes here.
Are they in your media list?
Yes, yes. So
right.
So I'll do that again so you can see it. So what you do is you click on where it says social media banner. And on the right hand side, I've got about 400 or 500 pictures in here. But for this article, I'm going to use Multics brand. So what happens is that when it's published, when it turns up on somebody's PC, this image comes out above the article. That's really professional.
Good.
All right. So next thing I'm going to do is click on paragraph, and I'm going to ask about it to write an article
write an article about the UK SME business services that Multics Limited provides.
Yeah. Good. Let's try that then. And this one, I'm going to ask it to do a write about. So what it does, it repeats the keywords in the text like loads and loads of times, which is perfect for any AI search engine. Starting to go off a little bit off piece, but nonetheless. Yeah, this is picking up all the Multic stuff beautifully. All right.
Yep.
So the next thing we got to do, wait for it to finish, it's done.
That's not complete yet.
Yeah, I think it kind of finished up here really in conclusion. But nonetheless, what I would do with this, you know, I would go through it with a fine-tooth comb.
And rearrange the paragraphs and stuff. I would
Yeah,
think.
I do all of that, and I would put bullet points in if I could. I would probably get away from, you know, the superlatives, and you know, I just make it very often what I do in there is I would put in.
No, it's written it in the they. We would also need to change. We might need to leave it at they. We might need to work it to rephrase it as we.
But we can work on that. But one thing I do hate is all the Z's. So I go through this and I get rid of all the Z's, etc.
Yeah, it's an American dictionary. That's why.
Yeah, and I could have asked it to do it in English, and I didn't. But anyway, so this is the article, the kind of articles that we can produce because of the research that we've done on keywords. Then we can hang it off a category. So we're working in the block here, okay? So it could be as well that I'd maybe want to put in a statement from Morris or from myself, and we can do that using block quotes. So it just makes it look like really professional. So that kind of breaks up the article as well. We can put in, if we've got supportive stuff, we can put in, we can break it up, and we can Zoom stuff drives me bonkers. We can put in tables, you know. So if we got a supportive documentation or tables, we can put that in there to make it, you know.
Well, you and I need to come up with half a dozen quotes each that define our business that we can drop in different places from time to time.
I think so, and I think imagery is good as well.
So you know, things like we have a firm ethos that busy entrepreneurs don't need to spend the time and effort learning tech skills to set up packages they'll only ever use once.
Yeah.
Because Multics believes that by providing expert help to help you to do that,
yeah,
we maximize your time working on your business or something like that. Yeah.
You can do that. You can also put in, you can drop in a sound file, or you can drop in a video short. So that could be Morris there on a video short. Marketing and sales director, Multics, did a video in amongst the text.
Yeah.
So the next thing to think about here is that, right, okay, so we've got this bit right. Search engine can find this, they can find this. This is good. They're going to pick it up multiple times inside the text. You see that? Over and over and over. It's being repeated in the text, but in a nice way. But that's not enough. That's not enough, because we've got to connect this to 5 other articles that are associated with this, which we haven't built yet. And we've got a link back to the registration page on the app. So there has to be consistency here. So with you, Fran,
No. Register for more about Multics.
yeah,
That's all you need.
okay. So what I would do
And by the way, that's an adequate trade-off.
yeah, I think so. I think so.
Go to the next one.
Register. So with Francois, we'd have your contact page there because you haven't got an app. But on every single article, you'd have your contact page with a tick box that says, I want this service, this service, this service, or this service. Right, so let's just put that in there. I very often centralize that as well. So I published. Now, I haven't put it against a category yet. So let's do that. Let's choose a category. It's probably going to be about...
Hello.
Media. How to. It's probably going to be the top one, isn't it, Morris, about Multics?
Sorry, say that again, Will.
I'm going to assign this article to one of the subcategories.
What Multics can do for you.
Yeah. Save.
Yes, yeah, I think that one.
Yeah. So from a client's perspective, that's been updated now. Here, when we go into the main page, and we go, what can Multics do for you? Right. You can see what I've done here. I've connected other pages to that main page on the bottom.
Okay.
They're kind of backlinks, you know, and that's really the secret sauce. Everything that we've done here is the secret sauce of how we get these articles found. So when people come to me and they're frustrated with not being found on Google, this is how you do it. And everything's under your control, you know. But
Now,
quite disciplined.
remember this conversation.
Yep.
Because when you're talking to somebody and they say, well, tell us what you do or what's special or whatever.
Yeah.
You go, well, we provide you with a QR code, which leads you to all this new stuff, which puts the whole of your business on here.
Yeah.
And as an example, here's what a shop looks like. So all your stuff could be in here.
Yeah.
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 And on the SEO side, we set up a knowledge base, and this is how we use it. And this is an example of how we optimize our stuff for SEO. And we would teach you how to do the same thing.
Teach you how to do the same thing, or we've got trained VA to do it for you.
Whatever.
Yeah.
By we, I mean the widest we, not Will or me or both.
No.
Yeah, but we Multics.
So now I've got those keywords there.
Because that's another £1,000 a month they've just saved.
So Multics keywords. Here we are. Look. So we've only just done one article using 2 keyword phrases, and we could probably make this list, you know, 50 pages long if you wanted to.
Yeah, but we take, even if we just work off the top 10 or 15 sets of keywords,
Yeah,
that will be enough to get us traction against even the fairly big boys.
yeah,
And by the way, you know, GHL,
yeah.
they're in the middle of a huge law case
Right.
concerning AI about plagiarism,
Are they really?
copyright infringement.
Yeah,
So somebody's obviously been using the GHL engine,
yeah.
using raw AI and not checking where it got its data from.
No. Which could not be true, could be false.
Because under the GHL model, you can't check that because it's a whole series of disparate stuff that you get specialists in to put together for you.
Yeah. So I can stop recording now.
Okay.